Hi, and welcome to the Wednesday Word. They huddled inside the storm door, two children in ragged, outgrown coats. Any old papers, lady? I was busy. I wanted to say no, until I looked down at their feet, thin little sandals, sopped with sleep. Come in, and I'll make you a cup of hot cocoa. There was no conversation. Their soggy sandals left marks on the clean hearthstone. Cocoa and cake to fortify against the chill outside. I went back to the kitchen and started again on my household budget. The silence in the front room struck through to me. I looked in. The girl held her empty cup in her hands, looking at it. The boy asked in a quiet voice, "Lady, are you rich?" Am I rich? No, no, as I looked at my shabby slipcovers. The girl put her cup back in its saucer, carefully. Your cups match your saucers. Her voice was old, with a hunger that was not a stomach. They left then, holding their bundles of papers against the wind. They hadn't said thank you. They didn't need to. They had done more than that. Plain blue pottery cups and saucers. But they matched. I tested the potatoes and stirred the gravy. Potatoes and brown gravy. A roof over our heads. My husband with a good steady job. These things matched too. I moved the chairs back from the fire and tidied the room. The muddy prints of small sandals were still wet upon the hearth. I let them be. I want them there in case I ever forget how very rich I really am. So, are you rich? Do your cups and saucers match? I never really thought about that. How do we define rich? Is being rich accumulating the things of this world? Because we know what happens to them, right? Moths, thieves, rust, and all that. Or are we rich in love and generosity and caring? Are we rich in family and friends? Are we rich in God's grace and His blessings? This quote from Dietrich Bonhoeffer really sums it up. In ordinary life, we hardly realize that we receive a great deal more than we give, and that it is only with gratitude that life becomes rich. So how do we define rich? Tomorrow on Thanksgiving, as we gather for a meal with family and friends, remember to count your blessings, and they will be the ones around the table. And don't forget to treasure those footprints that your guests may leave behind. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 16 to 18 tells us, "Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." Have a happy and grateful Thanksgiving.